Welcome to AnimeFan Narrations, Solo Leveling, Episode 34, Chapter 83.
I appreciate it, but I'll have to pass.
All right then.
The team leader rubbed his chin.
I was hoping to ask him after we'd had a few drinks.
Realizing he'd need to change his approach, he continued.
You know, I've met a lot of people doing this work. But I've never seen anyone like you. You've got a real knack for this. You're a born miner.
It was clear that the team leader had taken a liking to Jinwoo.
Haha, well, that's a bit much.
Jinwoo couldn't quite agree or disagree with the compliment. Instead, he chuckled awkwardly. Mistaking this reaction for interest, the team leader pressed on.
I don't usually do this, but how about coming to work under me? I'll make sure you're well compensated.
Sung Jinwoo, on his very first day as a miner, had done the work of several experienced miners combined. If he failed to secure such an exceptional talent, it would be a significant loss as the mining team leader. The team leader was even prepared to speak to the higher-ups to get special approval for Jinwoo, all in an effort to bring him on board. However, Jinwoo's answer was unwavering.
I appreciate the offer, but I've got something else I'm working on.
Hearing this, the team leader's upbeat demeanor faltered.
Oh, is that so?
Jinwoo suppressed a chuckle.
What an amusing guy.
It was surprising how clearly the man's emotions showed on his face. Team leader Bae seemed to believe he'd uncovered some hidden gem in this E-rank hunter. After thinking for a bit, the team leader cautiously asked,
What about tomorrow? Think you can join us again?
Tomorrow, huh?
He actually didn't have anything planned for tomorrow. The remeasurement was still 2 days away. But Jinwoo wondered if there was any point in doing more mining work. He had already learned how a large guild handled a raid and had even gotten a glimpse of an A-rank dungeon boss. Then something clicked in Jinwoo's mind.
Wait a minute.
He was about to decline when a thought crossed his mind.
Does that mean the Hunters Guild is doing another raid tomorrow?
Yep, it's another A-rank gate.
Is that even possible? They just finished a raid today.
Typically, after a raid, the teams would take at least a week off to recover.
They mentioned this raid started last night.
That meant the main raiding team from the Hunters Guild had been at it for 2 days straight. And by the time they finished up with the boss after the collection team was done, it would already be dawn. Jinwoo found it hard to believe they'd head out for another raid the next day. Noticing Jinwoo's growing interest, the team leader added,
Tomorrow, it'll be Attack Team B's turn to take on the raid.
Attack Team B? Were they seriously going to send the backup team to handle an A-rank dungeon?
This is what makes the Hunters Guild so powerful. We're probably the only guild in South Korea capable of taking down 2 A-rank gates with 2 different teams.
Team leader Bae spoke with obvious pride.
Is this how the Hunters Guild usually handles raids?
No, not at all. Normally, they wouldn't split the teams like this. But this time, the timing of the gates overlapped.
Since 2 A-rank gates appeared in the Hunters Guild's territory at the same time, team leader Bae explained that Guildmaster Chugong had to pull a lot of strings to secure the raiding rights for both gates.
Ah, so that's why Guildmaster Choi was at the association yesterday.
A busy man like Chugong wouldn't have visited the association without a good reason. Jinwoo nodded.
So, is this the first time the secondary raid team will handle a raid on their own?
Yep, but don't underestimate them. Hunters Guild's secondary team is stronger than most large guilds' primary teams.
Still, it's bound to be a lot more dangerous than today, right?
Team leader Bae hesitated. Jinwoo was correct. Today's raid had involved 2 S-rank hunters. But tomorrow, only A-rankers would be on the attack team. Even though tomorrow's gate was said to be smaller than today's, the absence of the S-rankers would definitely make things more difficult. The team leader remembered how Sung-si had been concerned about the boss even with S-rankers present.
I don't want to mislead him.
Team leader Bae had hoped Jinwoo would join them tomorrow. Realizing that wouldn't happen, he responded with a bit of disappointment.
Yeah, it'll be riskier. If things don't go smoothly, the raid could fail.
Jinwoo's eyes sparked with interest.
Solo Leveling, Chapter 84.
The E-rank hunter didn't hesitate for a second.
All right.
Well, I can understand why you'd be cautious.
So where do I need to go tomorrow?
Huh?
Team leader Bae's eyes widened in surprise.
Did I explain it wrong?
He was certain he had just told Jinwoo that tomorrow's raid would be far more dangerous. Jinwoo had been listening with a curious look on his face, so the team leader assumed it was a lost cause. But now, what an unexpected stroke of luck. Thanks to Sung-si, it seemed they wouldn't need to find any extra help for tomorrow.
And that's not even the best part.
Sung-si was a man who could accomplish the work of 5 others on his own. And this was on his very first day as a miner. The whole team had been genuinely amazed by his speed, which even outpaced their top worker, Mok Jin-soo. So, hearing that Jinwoo would be joining them again made team leader Bae overjoyed.
Sung-si, you've made a fantastic decision.
The team leader beamed with a wide grin. To make sure Jinwoo didn't change his mind overnight, he quickly threw in a little extra incentive.
I'll talk to the higher-ups and make sure you get double the pay tomorrow.
Is that all right?
Of course, it's the least I can do for Sung-si.
The team leader pounded his chest with confidence.
You don't have to worry about a thing. Just show up tomorrow and you're all set.
Naturally, it wasn't a waste to offer double pay to someone who could do the work of 5 people alone. If he were the Guildmaster, he wouldn't hesitate to pay Jinwoo 3 times as much, maybe even more.
Haha, who would have thought I'd ever wish I were the Guildmaster of the Hunters Guild?
The team leader stifled a chuckle. Then Jinwoo asked.
Oh, I have plans tomorrow night. Would that be all right?
He had received a call from Yoo Jinho earlier that morning.
Young-nim, can we meet up?
The young man's voice had sounded a bit hesitant.
What's up with this guy? He said everything went fine.
Jinwoo was slightly surprised by the call. Unfortunately, since he had already signed up for the mining job, he had to push the meeting with Yoo Jinho to the next day. Team leader Bae responded with a reassuring smile.
From what I hear, tomorrow's load should be lighter than today's. We should wrap up by 6.
Even today, they had finished by 5. With tomorrow's workload being lighter, there would be some extra time available. Jinwoo nodded.
All right then, see you tomorrow.
Take care.
As Jinwoo walked off, team leader Bae couldn't help but smile to himself.
If I had a son, he'd probably be around his age.
Even just watching the young man's steady gait felt reassuring. If only all new hires were as reliable as Sung-si. The team leader's grin stayed firmly in place. But he wasn't the only one smiling. Heading toward the bus stop, Jinwoo also had a smile on his face. However, unlike the team leader's simple satisfaction, the S-rank Hunter's grin had a bit more to it, perhaps a touch of scheming.
I mean, it's not like I'm wishing for things to go wrong tomorrow.
But if they did, he could be the one to step in, whether it was to support the raid team or the mining crew. Jinwoo hadn't changed his mind without a reason. In a curious way, A-rank gates had better odds of success than the lower-ranked ones.
First of all, the association wouldn't grant raiding rights to just any guild.
Second, the guilds that secured those rights would throw everything they had into the raid. However,
Hunter's Guild isn't exactly going all in for tomorrow's raid.
splitting their forces to tackle 2 A-rank gates at the same time, that kind of boldness was befitting the country's top guild. Yet it was also a highly risky move.
Either way, I have nothing to lose.
If the raid went smoothly, that'd be ideal. But if things went south, Jinwoo would gain access to high-level magic beasts as compensation for lending the Hunters Guild a hand.
Perfect.
Jinwoo stepped onto the bus, still smiling. Late at night, Cha Haein lay restless in her bed, unable to settle down.
Why was he so different?
Her encounter with the man outside the boss's chamber kept her from sleeping. Ever since her awakening 2 years ago, she had met countless hunters, but every single one of them had been the same. Hunters, more precisely, awakened beings, all carried with them a foul odor that overwhelmed her senses. At first, she thought it was some kind of medical condition and had consulted several doctors, but no one had been able to help. One of the doctors who had treated her at the time had cautiously suggested a theory.
Could it be that Hunter Cha Haein is able to perceive magic power through her sense of smell?
It seemed like a plausible explanation. Higher-ranking hunters gave off a stronger and more unpleasant odor compared to lower-ranking ones. Naturally, regular people didn't emit any smell at all. But
He was the first person who actually smelled good.
as she recalled the events of the day, her heart started to race. Curious about who that man was, she searched him on the association's website. E-rank, Sung Jinwoo. It was the same information she had seen on his license.
No contact details.
Wait, what would she even do with his number anyway? Realizing there wasn't much else she could gather from the association's site, she impulsively picked up the phone and called the head of recruitment, Jo Myung-gi, before she could stop herself.
Hunter Cha Haein, is something wrong at this hour?
It was already 1 a.m. If it hadn't been South Korea's only female S-rank hunter and the deputy guildmaster calling, there's no way he would have answered. Hearing his half-asleep voice made her briefly regret her decision.
Could you pull up some information on a hunter named Sung Jinwoo?
Huh? Are you referring to the S-rank hunter who worked for the association?
Cha Haein was caught off guard. Jo Myung-gi was in charge of recruitment for the country's top guild. How did he know the name of an E-rank hunter?
You know him?
Oh yes. Guildmaster Choi asked me to do the same thing yesterday. Gather information on Sung Jinwoo.
Guildmaster Choi?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what it was for?
No.
So what did you find out?
A long sigh came through the receiver.
I put in quite a bit of effort, but the association has locked his information. I've never encountered anything like this before. The association blocking details about a regular hunter.
Ah,
But why are you looking for him, Hunter Cha Haein? Is there something I can assist you with?
no, I'm sorry for bothering you at this time.
That call had been 3 hours ago. She had worked up the nerve to learn more about Sung Jinwoo. But instead, she found herself with even more questions. A man the Guildmaster of Hunters Guild wanted to investigate, someone the association was actively hiding, and yet just an E-rank hunter.
There's definitely something going on.
No, there had to be, or so she hoped. Perhaps he held the answer to her unique condition, the thing that had haunted her since she awakened 2 years ago at the age of 21.
Will I ever cross paths with him again?
What if she never did? A strange unease settled in her mind. Fortunately, Cha Haein remembered the hard hat Sung Jinwoo had been wearing. His work clothes, too, had the Hunters Guild logo on them.
He must be part of our mining crew.
Unlike Attack Team A, to which she belonged, the mining team would be working again today. If Sung Jinwoo was still with them, she might have another chance to see him.
Thanks for watching Solo Leveling on AnimeFan Narrations. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.